Let's go into umpiring because, of course, there are umpires in Pesäpallo as well. There are actually 5 umpires on the field. Could you maybe we'll go through what they all do. Let's first have a look at the insert on that.
So, Ville, you're an umpire.
Yeah.
But you're not the home plate umpire, you're the umpire-in-chief?
Yep, that's true.
So where do you stand?
Well, most of the time I stand right next to the first base.
And in Pesäpallo, there are a number of signals that you'll be giving that people can look out for. Can you show us a sign for a player who's out at a base?
Well, when a player is out, it's like this.
And if they're safe at a base? Now, you also have fouls, you also have players who are retired when they're caught between bases and there's a catch. Do you use other symbols and sounds as well?
Yep, for those I have my own hand signals and then also the whistle.
So your own hand signals, let's go through those. So when it's a foul, what hand signal will you be giving?
Well, when it's a foul ball, then the umpire-in-chief doesn't actually give any hand signals, he only blows the whistle.
And for when a player is retired, a runner's retired, what signal are you giving then?
Well, then the umpire-in-chief puts his hands up like this, and then he shows that he's safe.
You've mentioned the whistle. Talk us through the whistles. So you whistle when there's an out?
Yep.
How does that go? And there's a whistle when it's foul. And there's a whistle when a player is retired. Now, I've noticed there's another piece of equipment that you have. What do you use this for?
Well, this is what the plate umpire and the base umpires use. It's called a laikka.
And it's got 2 sides. What's
Yep.
on each side?
It's got the white side like that, and then it's got a side with a black cross.
And what do those mean?
Well, white side is mostly used to show that the runner is safe, and then the cross side is used to show that the runner is out.
Thank you, Ville.
Thank you.
Ei sano jotain. Me jotain keksi. So, there we saw this game's umpire-in-chief, Ville Mustonen, explaining some of the basic signals and signs and whistles that come into play. If you're very acquainted with Pesäpallo, you can actually, do some cleaning in home, the dishes maybe, and just listen to the game and you'd actually know quite well what's going on because of the whistles. But I suggest you not do dishes and concentrate on the sending today. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, there are 5 umpires in the game. There is the umpire-in-chief that we just saw, but then also...
Well, the main thing is here that we do have a plate umpire, which is something that can get quite confusing for those who follow, for example, baseball or softball. But the plate umpire stands behind the home plate and is there to judge basically all the pitches. And that umpire is very much in the focal point of the whole game. And okay, the umpire-in-chief is the one who makes the calls, but without a good plate umpire, as you know, the game gets very chaotic, very fast. And that umpire has 14 people from the offense trying to apply pressure all the time. And of course, you have the pitcher there. And so it's very high tempo for that umpire as well. And for me, that umpire is probably the most important part of the equation.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's also a second base umpire, third base umpire, and the backline umpire as well. So, as you said, 5 in total.
Yeah, that's right. And actually the talk, or I would actually call it yapping, at home base that the plate umpire has to listen to. Basically, the rules, of course, say that you cannot disturb the umpire. That's clear. And sometimes, cards are given, yellow cards are given if there's too much yapping. But it's some people, most people maybe consider it a part of the game, the yapping and the fact that you have to just kind of cool yourself and live with it. The umpire doesn't take part in it, so you won't see the umpire really talking back at all.
Yes, I mean that's the thing. We often talk about the passion in the game, and that is something that we all think that needs to be a part of any sport that is played. But also the respect is a part of it, and of course, good umpiring is always the best starting point. But when we get lower down the leagues, we also need to consider that there are, for example, a lot of younger umpires who training and growing up to be there in the top leagues. And there's a learning curve just like there is with the players. But I would say that this year, for example, the umpires have done an excellent job, and Today we have a very young crew. The umpire-in-chief is under 18 years old, so I would say kudos to him. And he seems to be a very bright young man. So, yeah, I'm just these kind of people we need in the game.
Yes, that's right. Actually, many players do also some umpiring. It's quite common that you do both roles, of course, in different leagues. But it also helps the players. If you have been umpiring, you have a totally different view of the game, and you can also sort of, it helps your playing if you know what it is like to umpire.
I would say so, definitely. I mean, when I was the game manager in different teams, sometimes when I was coaching the older junior groups, for example, I took them to take the umpiring test each year, because I wanted them to do the right thing when should the moment come in game time. So we didn't have to shout that you do this, you do that. And because this is a very complicated game also in terms of rules, and there are so many nuances and new stuff happens all the time, that like you said earlier, that this is a constantly evolving game, that so many, for example, yesterday I saw a situation that I've never seen before, and that was in Superpesis. And I've been in the game for 35 plus years. So it is something that is very good for the player to know all the basics and a bit more.